What is good, YouTube? It's Thursday. You know what that means. It is time for the Wrestling with Fans podcast. We are a pro wrestling podcast created by fans for fans from a fan's perspective. My name is Kyle. Welcome to the stream. Quick shout out. Thank you to the Grinch for subbing, guys. We are at 99. We just hit 99. Can we hit 100 tonight on the live stream? If we hit 100 on the live stream tonight, we are going to do the giveaway. We'll do it this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I'll do a stream one day this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. And we'll give away this Edge Elite Series 83. It is the Chase variant, folks. It is the Chase. So we're going to set this here as a reminder. As you can see, I've got some other figgies here in the background. Made a little setup. Trying to get a little backdrop. Get a little something going on here. Shout out in the chat. Hyper Productions and Power Gaming. What is good, my friends? It's Thursday. You know what that means. You guys should be proud of me. I actually got my desk cleaned up a little bit now where I can got like some figs on display. I've been working really hard. I'm doing wonderful, Power Gaming. Thank you for asking. It's the weekend is almost here. Memorial Day weekend kind of kicks off tomorrow. It's the unofficial start to the summer. Got a 3-day weekend coming up, which is going to be nice. Might do a little cookout, hang out with some friends, put back a few glasses of wine, probably. Throw something in the good old smoker. Have some fun. I won't say happy Memorial Day, because Memorial Day shouldn't be, it's not a happy holiday. It is change my lights here so they work. It's a weekend to remember. It's a holiday to remember those who have fallen. And I've had family members who serve, so we'll be celebrating in their honor this weekend here in the States. Got a fun stream for you guys tonight. Not necessarily fun as far as what we're going to talk about, but fun because, you know, it's always fun chatting with you wonderful people here on Wrestling with Fans on YouTube. There were some more WWE releases this week. We're going to cover those. We are getting another brand new lead Raw announcer, presumably starting next week. We're going to talk about the Rawful edition of Monday Night Raw briefly and touch on NXT from Tuesday night, because NXT was a banger of a show. But before we dive into all that, let me just remind you guys, we stream every single Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Wrestling with Fans YouTube channel. Again, we're at 99 subscribers. If we hit that as soon as we hit that 100 mark, we're only one away, guys. Once we hit that 100 subscriber mark, we're going to give away that Elite Series 83 Edge Chase variant. Hopefully we hit that tonight. We'll stream this weekend. But again, every Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on YouTube. You can follow us across all social medias. You can find us facebook.com/Wrestling with Fans. Hawk, smash that like button to keep up to date with everything we do here on the podcast. Posting some fire memes over there. Posting all the latest news stories as soon as they hit. Of course, if you are watching this stream live, you already know about the YouTube channel. Make sure you give the video a big old fat thumbs up. Helps us with the algorithm. Comment. The more thumbs up, the more comments, the better it helps with the algorithm. We need to hit that 100 subscriber mark tonight. You can also follow us on Instagram at Wrestling with Fans. Since I don't have a community page, I try to do as much updating as far as the streaming and things like that through the Instagram, letting you guys know what's in store for the show each week and all that fun stuff. Plus some fig photography, some fig hunt pictures, all that fun stuff over on Instagram at Wrestling with Fans. You can check us out on the web, wrestlingwithfans.com. New audio shows posted every single Saturday morning. I almost said Thursday. Every Saturday morning at 6:05 a.m. Start your weekend off right with Wrestling with Fans, or you can take us on the go. Download us to your favorite podcast listening device. You can get us wherever you get your podcast fix. Just search Wrestling with Fans Podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We are on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, all the majors. Anywhere you get your podcast fix, you can find Wrestling with Fans. And while you're out there, if you subscribe, leave us a rating. I know we're not going to be screaming up the iTunes charts, but if you listen to us on like Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating if you think we deserve it. Give us a 4-star if you think this is a 4-star show. Let me know. Just leave us a review. Help us get seen by more people. The more people review and stuff like that, it helps get us seen by more people. Last but certainly not least, the email is wwfshow@gmail.com. You guys got questions, comments, topics you'd like covered, anything like that. If we're not live and you want to reach out, you can DM us on the Instagram or shoot us the old-fashioned email, wwfshow@gmail.com. Coming back in here. Now, what I'd like to get into here is let's talk about some of the latest WWE releases. Now, this came just yesterday on Wednesday, that WWE is in the process of streamlining a lot of their departments. It was announced that several of the digital media team, the folks responsible for like the WWE Network and things like that, all received their walking papers this week. Former co-host, my tag team partner, Bobby, who, if you watched the 3rd anniversary show, know that he actually worked for WWE and helped launch the network up at Titan Towers in Stamford. All of the original people, there is no longer any original WWE Network people still there now. They have all since been part of this releases. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to fix my lights here. They've been part of the releases, so no one from the original team that helped put the show together. Did we hit it? We're at 100 subscribers, guys. We need some like fun music. I need good music here. I don't have any good music. We're getting followers over on Instagram. So guys, we hit 100 tonight. And I ain't got nothing cool to play. Yeah, I got nothing cool to play. I wasn't expecting this. Power Gaming, thanks for pointing that out. Yo, that's so what can I play? The only thing I got is just Stream Beat stuff, so we'll go. I don't even know what, like, this is the only like song, is just the stuff I play in the background here. We'll play little Stream Beats. Little Kill It Anyway. Live on the stream. So you know what that means. You know what that means, guys. We are going to have to do a live stream this weekend to celebrate this occasion. Because right now, Edge, Elite Series 83, Chase variant, we're going to give them away this weekend now. I'll set a date either Saturday or Sunday. We'll make a date and time. Edge is being given away to one lucky subscriber. Did you hear about CM Punk might be returning soon? That is going to be in my rumor section. We're going to talk about that here in a bit. I wish I'd had like some like cool celebration music, but unfortunately I wasn't quite prepared. But thank you, whoever number 100 was. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you, guys. So yeah, again, we'll do a stream Saturday or Sunday. I'll figure out. Like I said, I'm going to do a cookout this weekend. It's Memorial Day. Time to kick back and relax on a long weekend, but I'll make time to do a stream probably Saturday. Saturday will probably be a better day for me, but we'll see. We'll see where it what happens there. But let's talk some news. Well, actually, let's go back into what I was talking about, the releases. And I got so distracted by 100, but thank you for pointing that out, Power Gaming. Always a pleasure having you here, my friend. So yeah, a lot of the digital team was released. Several other higher ups were released, and what some are considering a power grab by Nick Khan. No relation to Tony, but Nick Khan is like the president, like the number 2. Jack P. Thank you. Gold star for Jack P. for being 100 subs. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the Wrestling with Fans family. I need to get a little pop-up that'll come up anytime somebody says, I've got alerts set up, or whatever reason Stream Elements doesn't work with OBS the way I want it to. I got to work on that. I got some cool things I'm working on in the background for the stream. But the other big release, which kind of came as a surprise, Tom Phillips is no longer with WWE. He was released earlier today. I haven't been able to catch up on any real details on why Tom Phillips was released. Tom Phillips was a big part of Monday Night Raw. He was moved around a lot, did a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff as well. So no clue just yet on what's behind the release of Tom Phillips. But as soon as anything breaks, we'll talk about it here come Monday. And the last release I'd like to talk about. Raw lead announcer Adnan Virk. And I was drawing a blank there for a second because that's just how unmemorable he was. Adnan Virk on Tuesday, in a joint statement with WWE, they parted ways mutually. After 7 weeks, Adnan Virk came on right after WrestleMania, taking over the lead Raw announcer's position. In the big shuffle, the post-WrestleMania shuffle. But we do have the name of the new Raw lead announcer, Jimmy Smith. Now, for those who are unaware, Jimmy Smith is a former UFC and Bellator commentator. He just recently signed with WWE earlier this year and had done some announcing with NXT. Will take over the lead announcer duties. This is coming from Dave Meltzer over at Wrestling Observer. States that WWE Vice President of Announcing Michael Cole, quote, has praised him heavily and found him to be very versatile. Smith's hiring came as WWE and Virk made a quick about face. The company had announced on April 12th that Virk was coming in to work with Corey Graves and Byron Saxton on Raw. He was only on 7 shows before the two sides agreed to go their separate ways on Tuesday. Virk tweeted he struggled with the required travel to balance his WWE duties and other jobs. Now, Virk also still did work with the MLB Network and ESPN. He was a busy man. Knowing that the travel was going to be an issue, I'm kind of surprised he still took the job. My guess is mainly because that WWE President Nick Khan was Virk's former agent. So he already had it in with the company there. But Smith, again, worked with UFC and Bellator as an announcer. Should be interesting to see how this goes. A lot of people, both fans and, insiders alike, were heavily critical of Adnan Virk. No, I did go do a little research. He is an excellent baseball announcer. But announcing and commentating on professional wrestling live is a completely different monster unto itself. I think Virk was probably miscast as the lead announcer He probably would have been better filled as the analyst. The Mike Tenay, for those old enough to remember Mike Tenay from Nitro. Kind of like the brain, the analyst of the program. They could have kept, a Tom Phillips on as the main guy with Byron Saxon providing color, and then adding Adnan Virk in to be the analyst. However, they did just kind of throw Virk in, head first in the lead announcer role. So it'll be interesting to see where things go starting next Monday. Jump back here to the chat. Power Gaming says, Tom Phillips, he was a great person, and he's gone. Yes, I know. I actually enjoy Tom Phillips. He could be a bit robotic at times. He could be a bit robotic in his delivery. However, overall, I thought he was a pretty good commentator and announcer for Monday Night Raw. It's like they're bringing in different fighting commentators. Yes, one of which who I missed the most is Mauro Ranallo. I miss Mauro Ranallo so much on NXT. Mauro and Nigel McGuinness and Beth Phoenix, to me, was the best announced team in recent memory. And Power Game also says Finn Balor is going to make his return to the main roster. Yes, that is part of one of the rumors I want to touch on, which is a great segue. Great rumor segue. And that is, after his losing effort on NXT's Tuesday night show from the Capitol Wrestling Center, and a losing effort to Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship, and what was an amazing match. If you have not had a chance to check out that match from Tuesday night, I highly recommend checking it out. Such a great match. The show in general was a great show. And I'm going to run down some more stuff on it here shortly. Yeah, let's talk Edge. So Sean Ross Sapp over at Frightful Select is reporting that Edge is not injured and that his absence from WWE television is due to planned time off. Now, I did touch on that recently here on the show, but this is actually, I guess, quote unquote, confirmed by someone more in the know than myself. We last saw the Rated R Superstar at WrestleMania 37, where he was stacked and pinned with Daniel Bryan by the Tribal Chief, by the head of the table, Roman Reigns. No word on when he'll be back, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back in time for SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer, and I would imagine Edge will be around for SummerSlam. We got a pay-per-view coming up this week, and I didn't put this in the title, but we'll touch briefly on it for any of you AEW fans out there. But they got a pay-per-view coming up this coming Sunday. We'll touch on that later, so we'll get to that when we get to it. If you were a WWE wrestler, what would your name be and your finisher and signature? Well, Power Gaming, I'm glad you asked that, because if I was a WWE wrestler, I did backyard wrestling years and years and years ago. And you know what? Let's see if we can pull up here. Give me 1 sec, Power Gaming. Give me 1 second here. Let me try to find something. Because we might be able to have a little fun tonight. You guys might be in for a treat. But I'll work on that. I'll work on that here in the next few minutes. There we go. Oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. I've got some of my old stuff on here. Forgot I have some stuff on here. But when I was doing Wrestling Power Gaming, I went by the name Axe. A-X-E, little A, big X, little E, kind of stylized. I had 2 finishers when I wrestled. The first one I used was the Death Valley Driver. That is still one of my all-time favorite moves ever, the Death Valley Driver. And another one, which is one I came up with on my own. I called it the Fallout. And basically, long story short, and we'll play wrestler here. Power Gifts. We're going down memory lane. This is from 1999. This video we're going to play. So what I would do, and this, I don't know how this is going to come off on screen. So I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. I call this move the fallout. I'd get somebody up in the torture rack, like so. And then what I would do is I would flip them up and over, almost like an F5, and they would take a face bump. So they get them up, flip them up and down. Almost like a F5 slapjack, but out of a torture rack. Those were my two major moves when I did a little wrestling. But what we'll do, and I'll set this up here in just a sec. We'll do this later in the stream, but I've got to find the right spot. So what I'll do is I'll play a YouTube video for you guys to check out for a couple minutes. I will pull up the video and I'll find a good spot for it. So let me set up a video to play here in a little bit. We'll go with this one. So we'll go with that video there. I'll pull that up. What would my dream match be if you were a wrestler? What would my dream match be? I always worked well with smaller guys. Granted, I am 6'6", 360 pounds, so most everybody else was smaller than me. But I'd love to work someone like a Daniel Bryan. I would just love to work with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan or Shawn Michaels would be probably the two. Those would be like my two dream matches. If I had a choice. All right, so let's talk Raw real quick. Raw was bad. It was rawful. Raw was bad. We got more stuff from Drew and Kofi, which ended in a double DQ in 21 minutes. Then we had the wonderful beat the clock. Nikki Cross defeating Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. So she couldn't beat the time. Charlotte pins Asuka because, of course, Charlotte pins Asuka. Cedric and Shelton had a pretty good match. That, to me, was like the highlight of the show. Was Cedric and Shelton. Riddle and Xavier Woods had a decent match. Riker and AJ. Jackson Riker beats AJ Styles in 2 minutes. And then it was followed up with Humberto Carrillo beating your United States champion in under 4 minutes. No. Just no. Jennifer, thank you, babe. Congrats on the 100th sub. Thank you. I'm super excited. We finally hit that 100 subscriber mark. It's been some ups and downs, but we're there. But the main event, again, for like the 432nd time. This is almost like Randy Orton and John Cena from like 10 years ago, where they wrestled like 6 times a week on television. Natalya and Tamina beat Nia and Shayna. And the ratings reflected that, guys. Let me pull up the number, because it wasn't good. I heard it earlier. So Monday's edition of Raw averaged only 1.621 million viewers, but with a solid 0.45 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. That is down 200,000. Last week's Raw drew in 1.823 million viewers with a 0.48 rating in the demo. This week's drew in 1.621. The 3 hours. First hour did 1.661. A slight drop off for the second, 1.655. The final hour of the show, a measly 1.546. The lowest rating of 2021, and one of the lowest in the history of the show. It's pretty bad. And the show reflects it. The show reflects the rating. Now, I've been saying this for years, especially here on the show, even when it was just an audio show. The third hour of Monday Night Raw doesn't start until 10 p.m. here on the East Coast. So Raw for me, here on the East Coast of the United States of America, is from 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. some of the most populated cities in the entire country are in that Eastern time zone. And with the amount of adults, that 18 to 49 demo, watching Raw, the majority of us have to get up and go to work the next morning. And like for me personally, I get up, my alarm goes off at 5:30 every morning to go to work. I cannot stay up until 11 p.m. Even if Raw was good, I cannot stay up till 11 p.m. to watch Raw and then hopefully be asleep by like 11:30, 12 o'clock after I wind down, and then get up at 5:30 and be able to function all day long. However, one thing I think that could help fix Raw, well, actually, there's two. There's two major things I think that could help fix Monday Night Raw. First and foremost, lose the third hour. Make Raw 8 to 10, just like SmackDown, just like NXT, just like AEW. I think Impact even airs from 8 to 10 p.m. on their channel on Thursday nights. Every other show runs 8 to 10. The first 2 hours of Raw usually do pretty good. They were pretty solid this week. 1.661, 1.655. There was a very small drop off from hour 1 to hour 2. But it's that third hour. They lost over 100,000 viewers. So you make this show 2 hours. You cut out some of that ad money in that third hour. You know, it is what it is. Or completely do something different. Show like a network special or a classic something that third hour. Just make the main Raw 2 hours. Or if you're hell-bent on keeping it 3 hours, bump it up an hour. 7 to 10 p.m. here on the East Coast. You started a little earlier. So you get in before your Monday Night Football games. You get in, just before NBA games, just before NHL playoff games this time of year. Get in before the NFL on Monday nights. And then you try to hold these guys to that first and second hour and hopefully keep them for the third. I think if you bump it up to 7 o'clock from 7 to 10 p.m., you probably have a lot better viewership. But yeah, Raw's just bad, guys. SmackDown, on the other hand, every Friday, 2 hours of SmackDown is a good show. But speaking of good shows, NXT Tuesday night was a solid 2-hour show. We got a great women's tag match to kick off the program. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart going against Dakota Kai and women's champion Raquel Gonzalez. Ember and Shotzi, are they the former or are they the current tag champs? I can't remember. I'm just drawing a blank. But Ember Moon and Shotzi pick up the win in 11 and a half minutes. Pete Dunne defeated the returning Bobby Fish. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry? If Bobby Fish could fry fish, we may never know. But a solid match. Pete Dunne's going to be involved in that big triple threat with Johnny Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly to determine the new number one contender for the NXT Championship. Mercedes Martinez had a pretty good squash match with Zeta Ramir. Heavy storyline on the end there, setting up stuff probably with Jali and that little faction. Then we got the debut of Frankie Monet picking up win in a glorified squash match against Cora Jade in about 3 minutes. Before I talk about the main event, let's talk about the $1 Million Challenge. It's Cameron Grimes to the moon, going face to face with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. These two cut a pretty good back and forth promo. And I think for whatever reason, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and company down there in NXT have their act together when it comes to legends. Hey, Salome, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But on Raw and SmackDown, they treat the legends with such disrespect. They're just kind of an afterthought. However, in NXT, they use the $1 Million Man very well when it comes to Cameron Grimes. These vignettes they've been airing, the backstage stuff, all leading up into this moment. and are interrupted by LA Knight. And I kind of find it funny with LA Knight, like the former Eli Drake. I can't help. Every time I hear the name LA Knight, I think of sneakers. Now, there's probably a lot of you out there that have no clue what I'm talking about. These were shoes like way back in the day. I think of BK Nights with LA Knight. Can't help it. Just this is what I think of. But he interrupted, ended up walking out with the $1 Million Man. So it'll be interesting to see where that comes next week. And finally, the main event. Karrion Kross, Finn Balor for the NXT Championship in a solid match. Great back and forth. Finn Balor is so good. Karrion Kross, now that he's stayed healthy for a little while, doing an awesome job as NXT champion. Of course, he's got Scarlett at his side, Roll Tide on Scarlett Bordeaux. Karrion Kross picking up the win in almost 23 minutes via submission. And just following up what we were talking about earlier, Finn Balor, the rumor is that there's a chance he may go back to the main roster, preferably SmackDown. I'd really like to see him go to SmackDown and fill in that Daniel Bryan role. Still no word on what Daniel Bryan's status is at the moment. I'd love to see Finn. I mean, Finn's been down here since right after SummerSlam 2019, after Finn lost to The Fiend. He spent almost the better part of 2 years, so a couple months shy of 2 years back in NXT. I'd like to see him stick around for a little while longer before going back up to the main roster, but that seems to be...
Mayday! Gigi has...
Oh, I don't know what happened there, but all right. All right, let's go to the chat here. Power Gaming says, I've been wondering this for a while, and I'm going to ask, are you a fan of WWE and believe it's real, or a fan of WWE and believe it's fake? Because me, I'm a fan that believes it 100%. Power Gaming, WWE is a show. It is entertainment. I do not like the F word. You will never hear me refer to wrestling as that F word, as fake. Wrestling is as real as you want it to be. Are the matches predetermined? Yes. Are the storylines and promos written for people? Yes. But for me, and I've said this before here on the show, it's been a while since I've talked about this, but wrestling is at its best when you can suspend your disbelief, when you can get lost in the moment, and in that moment for you, it's real. If you can just, like I said, if you can suspend your disbelief, if the story is good, if the match is good, if it all just kind of clicks and falls into place for that 20 minutes or so that it's on TV for that match or that story, whatever, it's as real as you want it to be. But you'll never hear me say wrestling is fake. As someone who's bumped in a ring, it's not fake. The ring's not a trampoline. It's steel, wood, and gym mats. Wrestling's not fake. Wrestling's a work. It's a show. It's entertainment. I would never call it fake. I always go to that NWA Fan Fest clip, the guy crying in the crowd. It's still real to me, damn it. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want to be able to get lost in wrestling and still think that it's real. Like, I want it to be real. Like, in my heart, like, I want it to be real because to me, that's when you can just sit back, you can talk to your friends, and you can just live in that moment. And for those few hours, every night, it's the only thing that matters. And that's how it was for us when we were teenagers. We knew it was a work, but it was still real to us. And I'll leave it at that. Salome says, I'm not going to watch SmackDown tomorrow, crying face emoji. Salome, I'm sorry. SmackDown should be good. Hopefully you can catch a replay or catch some clips on the official WWE YouTube channel. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to play a YouTube clip for you guys. And I'm going to set this up. We're going to watch a little clip from 22 years ago. This is April 1999. I think this was April 99. I think this is 99. Yeah, 99. April 99. A little show we called Genesis. I'm going to cue it up, play it for you guys. So we'll come back. I'll answer some more questions, and then we'll get into this clip here before the top of the hour, before we end the stream. So I'm going to play. This is my British Bulldog figure unboxing. I probably won't play the whole thing. I'll just play enough just until I can get this video set up. So enjoy this. Hang tight. Thank you again, everybody, humbly, from the bottom of my heart, for helping me get to 100 subs tonight. We're going to give away the figure this weekend. Real quick before we go to break, Power Gamer says, I can't wait for Jey Uso and Jimmy to get a tag champions. Yes, I really hope we get some Uso action tag team. The tag team division desperately needs the Usos, but I think they're kind of tied up in the whole Roman story, where we may see Jimmy versus Jey in the near future, but we'll save that for a later date. We'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys. Hang tight. I'll see you here in a few. What is good, YouTube? Kyle here from the Wrestling with Fans. And we got another figure unboxing video for you today. It's the collector's edition. Davey Boy Smith. Really excited to get this in my collection. I was a huge British Bulldogs fan as a kid. As you can see him here in his plastic prison. He does come with the one, the only Matilda. Made me want to have an English Bulldog when I was a kid, just because of Matilda. Picture on this side. Picture on this side. Got the info here on the back. You can see where he's from. 260, 5'11" from Manchester, England. IC European and World Tag Team Champion. One half of the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith, and the team's mascot Matilda took a bite out of the entire tag team division in the late 80s. Again, like I said, I was a huge British Bulldogs fan growing up. The British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation, Demolition, back when tag team wrestling was actually good and relevant to WWE. But it's not about reminiscing. It's about the figure. Let's break him open and take a closer look. And there you have it. The British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Let's look at the accessories. He does come with mic holding hands already on him and also a set of fists. But the accessory that I want to talk about the most is the one, the only Matilda. Let's take her leash out of his hand there. Now, I found this out when setting it up, that the leash is actually only on by a little hook. So you can hook it and unhook it, depending on how you want to display it. You got the leash. You can see Matilda. Such a cute little accessory. I mean, you could have just made a Davey Boy Smith and went to, like, Tractor Supply and picked up a little Bulldog figurine, put a leash on it. It'd have been just as good, but we've got the official Mattel version. But let's look. The man of the hour, recent addition to the WWE Hall of Fame. Again, this is a true FX face scan, and it captures a young Davey Boy Smith. Captures his likeness very, very well. He was pretty yoked. He got even bigger in later years. You got the plain white tights, red knee pads, red, white, and blue boots, and the Union Jack on his rear there. The classic British Bulldogs look. Now, I am really, really hoping that with this Davey Boy Smith coming out, that at some point in the near future, we get a matching Dynamite Kid. We need Dynamite Kid to go with the British Bulldog. We need the British Bulldogs as a tag team, with Matilda leading the way. It's only right. So hopefully, we'll get a Dynamite Kid at some point in the future. But for now, we have this awesome 80s era British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Guys, that's going to do it for this quick little figure unboxing and review. Let me know in the comments, are you out on the hunt for the British Bulldog? And if you have him, what do you think of this cool figure? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Now, if you want to see more content from Wrestling with Fans, make sure you super click that subscribe button and click the bell to turn on notifications to be notified anytime we post a new video or anytime we go live here on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. Once again, my name is Kyle. This is Wrestling with Fans. Alright guys, we are back in here live in studio. So I've got the video queued up. We're going to see how this goes. So you're going to have to be patient with me here for a minute. We're going to see if this works. Let me check something out here. Okay, here we go. Now this is the fast forward a bit. Let me blow this up. Bopping's not going to be the best. There we go. So again, this is at a local college back in the spring of '99. We're going to fast forward a little bit. We had a little concert beforehand. Some friends of mine. I don't know what all. I'll be able to, some music stuff. We'll mute the audio for a minute. They played for a little while. All right. Here's the start of the show. I can't hear what's going on. But here, you can see myself. I am there on the right, larger of the two gentlemen, making my way down to the ring. Again, this is a show we called Genesis, BCW Genesis. Again, this was April '99. So this is a little over 22 years ago. A young and spry 17-year-old Kyle. There's my tag team partner, one of my best friends, Chris. His girlfriend at the time. So we'll fast forward a little bit here. Cutting some promo stuff.
Former owner who did some damn good stuff with his company. You come out here and talk trash about me.
I'm going to turn my
I got a question for you.
smidge.
You know, you got us here at
So
Shepherd.
we're cutting these promos. This is
You got
a
us
fun
here
show.
in
Now,
the
we
big
were
arena.
just going back.
Where were you the last 5 years we ran the show?
My friend who actually went to this college, probably a good 35, 40 minutes
Don't
from
do
where
that.
we grew up. He went to this school, and they do a thing every year where it's
We see Jason.
it's like a year-long
You're
thing.
not
I
too
don't want to give it away. I don't
blatant.
want
The
to.
people out here don't realize it. Because just like the rest of these idiots,
They do this
you
thing
get a
every
second-rate education from a second-rate
Every weekend where they
institute.
have like crafts and
You're
bands.
just jealous because you couldn't get into Maryland University, 2002 national champion, I might add.
And there's like this outdoor amphitheater. It's like a giant concrete slab. You can see the
So,
grass out there.
just to shut you guys up tonight, we're going to make a little challenge here.
Now behind where the camera is,
If you got the balls,
and another hill
and I said balls,
with people there's people sitting all over.
balls.
Power Gaming. I am the guy talking.
You guys have put up the ownership tonight.
I'm the guy cutting.
Me and Hal. 100% control. Put it all
So let's
on.
fast forward here just a smidge.
Former BCW champion.
She found the pockets of my jeans, or my
Oh,
jeans.
yeah.
She's wearing a short.
So you know what? You're going to face it. And I guarantee all of you tonight, his ass will be bloody and in an ambulance going to the hospital. With a little fight. You know something, Dark Knight?
This is a lot of
Why
fun.
wait till
You put
later?
this on.
Why not do this right now?
There's a lot of fun. A lot of people come out here. That's me right there. I'm the big guy. The yellow, long sleeve yellow
Dark
shirt.
Knight's down.
That's
Go ahead, Playboy. Oh, Playboy's got in the corner. Oh, Playboy. Oh, so
Thank you, Power.
Oh, low blow. Low blow.
Playboy.
We weren't the best. I really wish we could go back and do this
Sherry, jump in there, man. Regulate. Come on, you little bitch. Oh, no.
back when I had long hair.
Playboy in the dark.
Yeah, the audio is kind of. Let me bring this down. I'll bring my mic back up. I'm kind of afraid to put some of the audio from this video in there because I know there's probably a lot of cursing, a lot of copyright music that we can't play. We'll enjoy it nonetheless for a few minutes. I'll fast forward to some matches. There's a couple cool things I want to point out in the show. There was a match with a couple friends of ours. I'll show a quick highlight. Here comes the Cavalry running us off the super heel. We were like the two super heels. They came out and ran us off. We're just going to set up stuff later on. So let's fast forward here a bit. I have no idea who these two dudes were. These were friends of my buddy. And you can see there's like a giant wall there. These are just friends of a buddy of mine who just happened to go to school there. And asked if they could work a match, and we're like, okay. You can see there's a giant wall there. Now, I'm going to point that out now because it's going to come into play here in a little bit. So again, I had no idea if these guys had any experience, had any work possible, but for people that I never knew could ever work a match, I didn't think it was horrible. We'll fast forward here a little bit. We'll get to the next match. Because my buddy David Ottberg. We'll fast forward through some of this. Okay, we'll slow down here in a bit. I got to find the spot here. All right, this is like a four-way match. A couple of these guys I don't think ever worked in a ring before. Power Gaming, I was 17 or 18. I got to think it was either 99 or 2000. I can't remember. Give me a second. Let me go back and look. Oh, sorry, it was 2002. So I was almost 21 years old in this video. Sorry, it was just 2002. So it's 19 years ago. I was 20 years old, almost 21. Now, a couple of these guys had never worked. Like the guy there in the Broncos jersey, he was just a random guy that went to school up there and wanted to get involved. We let him in. And our friends are commentating, and the guys that were playing in the band. And you see this guy here in the black shirt there off to the right. He kept getting way too close, like trying to get involved. He kept messing with people. We'll fast forward a bit here. All right, here's the fun part. Here I come. I wasn't in that match, Power Game, but here I come here. This is 20-year-old Kyle walking down to the ring.
But axe against your new champion? 24/7.
That hair, though. that haircut was horrible.
Hey, you got another challenger right now.
I'm making a challenge for the hardcore title.
Here we go.
we'll watch this and then we'll fast forward, because this is one of the coolest things we came up with. And that's my friend Jason, friend of the show, occasional co-host. He was on the 3rd anniversary show. That's him under the mask there. That's his luchador gimmick, Big Papa Frita, which is basically big French fry. And this was his idea. What we're going to do here in a few minutes.
Dark Knight and Rockhart here. We've got another chair. Here we go.
There's our logos we made. Oh, dude, Power Game, I'm huge. I'm 6'6", 370 now. I was probably 6'5", 6'6", probably 330, 340 in this video. Big old chair shot to the head. Unprotected chair shot. And the video goes out here for a sec. This was a VHS tape copied. So we're going to give it a sec. It'll come back, I promise. There we go. We'll just fast forward a bit here. Let's go to the good part. Oh, went too far. So I set up a table here.
Oh no.
Set up a table. This is all Jason's idea.
Oh, my Woodstock. Did I say Chef Fish? Big Papa Frita, all to no avail.
Brandon in the shot.
Oh my God. Is he going up the wall? Oh my God.
And everybody starts running over because they see all this going on.
Look at this. Oh no.
The problem was we didn't plan this enough ahead of time. So the fire almost is out. And that wall's probably a good like 10 feet up. And I threw him through a flaming table. Double flaming tables, I think. But yeah, we didn't set it up quite as good as we needed to. But I threw him off a 10-foot wall through double flaming tables, which is basically just plywood on chairs. And the guy there off to the right, his name is Jim. He was the guy that owned the ring. He was worried we were going to set the ring on fire. I was looking through the rubble trying to find out where he was when he was already in the ring. I used to like doing that swinging and rock bottom. That was another move I enjoyed doing. And there, I just won the hardcore time. Some crazy stuff here. All right, now this next match, this is kind of an interesting one. This is an interesting one. This guy right here is Bill Bain. Who actually, Bill, I've known for probably 25 years. Is an actual pro wrestler, like training, wrestled hundreds of matches. He was most recently on WWE a couple years ago. If you remember when Kurt Angle had just come back, he was kind of doing that feud with the AOP, and you had the El Conquistador in the gold mask, like the gold outfit with the gold mask, where everybody thought it was Kurt Angle under the mask. He got unmasked, and there was Bill Bain. If you go back to WrestleMania 29, it was Undertaker versus CM Punk. And Taker, it was one of the matches like right before, or one of the Raws right before the Go Home edition. I think it was even the Go Home edition of Raw before WrestleMania 29. And Punk was out there with a bunch of the Druids. And Taker actually grabs one of the Druids. His hood comes off, and it was Bill Bain there. Yeah, Power Gaming. Bill has worked with WWE before. For those who aren't aware, WWE will hire local independent guys. Downfall Wrestling, thank you, man. Just hit 100 a little while ago. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love. But yeah, WWE hires like independent wrestlers, like local independent wrestlers, to come in as work as extras. And anytime they're in DC, they'll call local guys. Now, this guy here, Scott, is another friend of mine. I've known Scott for probably 30-some years. Scott was also in WWE as an extra. Him and Billy worked several pay-per-views and Raws and SmackDowns. Scott's probably most infamous match was back in like 05 or 06 in a match with Big Vito, where when Big Vito was wearing the dress, Scott was lucky enough to be put under Big Vito's dress. So both of these guys I've known for a long time. Both I don't think Scott doesn't wrestle anymore. Scott's out of the business, but Billy still takes booking. You can find him on Facebook. Look up Bill Bain, pro wrestler. He's still taking bookings and working to this day. But these guys actually came in and worked the match for us, so it was pretty cool. We'll skip through it a little bit here. I don't know what else is left. So we'll just... Okay, I guess I'm in another match. This is a Fatal 4-Way match that I was a part of. There we go. Yeah, you can see a young Kyle here. Yeah, Power Game. VHS tapes are glitchy. Again, this was back in 2002 when all we had was VHS tapes. So, to get them over to digital, it's a pain in the butt to make them digital, unfortunately. But we'll end the stream here. It's a little after 9. We'll end the stream here in just a minute. Do you think you can do this again? Power Game, I am 40 years old now. Big old Vader bomb there. And as much as I'd like... my friends and I have talked about it a few times, about doing like a reunion show, getting together one more time. I honestly don't know if I could do it again. I would like to try. There I am. I'm like the OG belt collector in 02. I think I've got like 4 or 5 belts there. I end up losing them all by the end of the night. But it was a whole like a intertwining storyline that we came up with throughout the end show. Chris and I were going to get all the belts and then lose them all at the end of the night. Kind of you see the goatee, glasses, that hair though. God, I don't know. What was I thinking of with that hair? I even dyed it black. That's right, young Kyle. 20-year-old Kyle in this video. I've got a whole ton of stuff. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go through some of my stuff from 05. And maybe we'll do some special streams on weekends and watch some of these matches back. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Kristen did a match here. We'll fast forward through that. We kind of did a double main event. This was a title match, and then it led into a tag match. Why both guys have yellow on, I'm not sure.
Here we go.
And the worst part is the main event was the best part because I actually drove my truck down to the ring. And one of our hockey games is on this tape. I don't know how that managed to get in. But there we go, guys. BCW Genesis from 2002. Power Game, and that girl, her name is Kristen. That is Chris's, I think I don't know if they were dating her fiance at the time. But her name was Kristen. I don't remember her last name. But yeah, that was Chris's girlfriend at the time. Got involved in a lot of stuff. But that's some of my earliest backyard wrestling stuff. I do, like I said, I've got a bunch of other stuff. Maybe one of these days I'll go through and see what we can come up with. So you should definitely do a reunion. Power Game, if we do, we'll stream it on YouTube. We'll come up with a way to stream it to YouTube for everybody. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But before we wrap up, let me just remind you guys, we live stream every single Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube. If you are listening to the audio version of this show, go down in the show notes. Check out the YouTube channel. We just hit 100 subscribers this evening. We just hit it. 100 subscribers this evening. I'm in awe that we hit 100. And Jack P, thank you for being subscriber number 100. Thank you so much for being a part of the Wrestling with Fans family. making us hit that milestone. Gold star forever for Jack P. Thanks to Jen for stopping by. Thanks Salome and Downfall Wrestling for stopping by. Power Gaming, as always, thank you for joining me live. It's always a pleasure to have you in the chat with me each and every Monday and Thursday. You can also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/wrestling with fans. Hulk, smash that like button to keep up to date with everything we do here on the show. I think we are up to 125 likes, 135 follows. So thanks to all the new people who've come on board in the last week or so. Again, if you're watching the live stream, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're listening to the audio show, go to youtube.com. Soon to be youtube.com/wrestling with fans. Because now that we've hit 100, we'll get that custom URL. So that's the main thing I wanted. So that's going to be huge for us here. You can also follow us on Instagram. I've got notifications. I've got some Instagram pop-ups tonight. I haven't even had a chance to check Instagram. So whoever's jumped in on Instagram, thank you. Give us a follow there. Check us out on the web. Download or stream the shows anytime at wrestlingwithfans.com. New audio shows every Saturday morning at 6:05. Take us on the go. Download us to your favorite podcast listening device. You get us wherever you get your podcast fix. Just search for Wrestling with Fans Podcast. And finally, the email is wwfshow@gmail.com. Coming back in one more time, we are going to end the stream here. Power Gamer says, yes, better quality. Stream on YouTube, better quality. Yeah, we'll have, excuse me, back then, it was VHS camcorders. Now, we can stream with iPhones and webcams and so many different things we could stream with. So if it ever happens, I'm not saying it will, but if it ever happens, we'll make sure to bring it to YouTube for you guys. I think you guys would get a big kick out of it. We have a good group of guys that we worked with. Most of them will probably be the guys we worked with in 2005, so 16 years later for a reunion. We got together a couple years ago for a dinner, which was really fun. Like 12 years after we had all wrestled. We got together for the first time in like 12 years. If we hit 500 subs, you do it. I can't guarantee that. Power Game, I would love to say if we hit 500, we'll do a live show that way. It all depends on if we can make it happen. But there's always a lot of talk about people doing it. But when it comes to actually doing it, it doesn't always work out. We're all adults now. We all have jobs. We all have families. A lot of guys have kids. I've got a stepdaughter, future stepdaughter. So it's harder for us to do these kind of things. But if it ever happens, I'll make sure you guys know about it. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Wrestling with Fans podcast. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Once again, my name is Kyle. We'll see you next time right here on Wrestling with Fans. Now, I just ended the podcast recording there, guys. I had to record my official ending for the podcast, but should do a day to watch all those videos. Power Game, I would love to do that. Maybe I'll work on that at some point because I've got a lot of stuff to go on. Like I've got all the videos Chris and I are shooting for KC Toys. I've got some mystery minis, Mandalorian mystery minis that I picked up on my birthday a couple weeks ago. I've got to film to unbox. I've still got a Sasha Banks. I've got to film an unboxing. I got the regular 83 Edge to unbox. So I've got a lot of content to edit. But yeah, now that we've hit 100 subs, guys, someone's going to win this Edge Chase variant this weekend. So make sure you pay attention to here on YouTube. I'll set the stream. I'll post it to Instagram, so those that follow over on Instagram can find it there. But yeah, we're going to give away an Edge this weekend. But we're going to end the stream here. Again, thank you to everybody. Power Game, I hope you win. I can't guarantee. We'll do the Wheel of Death. What I'll do is I'll post a YouTube short, and you'll have to do like a hashtag comment. So whoever comments on that video in the window will be entered into the Wheel of Death. And we'll just do it elimination style, and names will come off the wheel. And the last person on the wheel will win this Edge figure. You just have to give me your info, whoever that is. You DM me your info, and I'll ship it out to you. So that's gonna do it for the stream, everybody. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you this weekend. It'll either be Saturday or Sunday. Gotta check what's going on. And I will post sometime tomorrow when the stream will be. We'll make it happen. We're gonna give away an Edge figure this weekend, guys. So I will see you either Saturday or Sunday. Until then, peace.